Hello my dear students, today once again I am here with you with a new topic. Today's topic is verb phrases, and along with that I will discuss how to write substance. So today in this class I will discuss two topics. One is verb phrases, another one is substance writing. So first of all we will discuss about verb phrases. Verb phrases means what? Phrase, we know, a group of words that is a part of a clause. We know the difference between phrase and clause. Phrase is a part of a sentence where we will not get a subject or predicate, but in clause we will get subject and predicate also. So we are not going to discuss about the difference between phrases and clauses. Here I am going to tell you about verb phrases. So verb phrases means what? A verb will be there, and with verb some other words will be there, and they will make a phrase. They will give us a conceptual meaning. Verb we know: come, go, sleep, run, do, deal, play. These are verbs. Sometimes now adding some other words, noun, adjective or something else, adding some other words with verb, we get a new meaning. These are known as what? Verb phrases. Here, to make verb phrases, we don't have any specific rules. We don't know how to make verb phrases. These are made already. So this is the native language of British people, American people. How they use verb phrases in their own language, we are to follow them. Verb phrases will give us different meanings. Sometimes we may, that means doubtful about, we know the meaning of a verb come, we know the meaning of a verb get, we know the meaning of a verb take, but when it will be added to some other words and when it will become a verb phrase, then the meaning of this come, meaning of this get, meaning of this turn will be changed. A new meaning will come for this verb phrase. So what to do? We are to go through the list of verb phrases. It is uncountable. So many verb phrases are there. We have to go through them and we have to understand the meanings. What meanings are there? So word by word if we go through, then we will not get the meaning of this phrase. I will show you on the blackboard how to, that means do this, how to go through and how to understand them. Word by word if we try to understand the meanings of verb phrases, it is quite not possible for us. We cannot understand. For that, what to do? We have to go through the list of verb phrases. So in lower classes, class 7, 8, you got the lists of verb phrases. If you have gone through them, then you have understood something. If you have not gone through them, then my advice is to go through the list of verb phrases, list of important verb phrases. There you will get the verb phrases along with their meanings. Then you will understand it better, and you can use this one in writing or in speaking. And when we will use verb phrases, then what will happen? Our language will be beautiful. Our language will be better than others who are using the same language. If we speak using verb phrases, then the person who is not speaking using verb phrases, my language will be better than him always. My language will be nice, my language will be more beautiful than him. In verb phrases, what happens? We can, using verb phrase, no, we can that means explain a long thing in short. That means if we want to say something and it is a bit longer, if we use verb phrase in this particular case, then using a short term, using 2-3 words, we can tell a long thing of 2-3 sentences. So, for that to decorate our language, to speak nicely, it is better for us to use verb phrases. So, here we will know how verb phrases give a different meaning, and for that once more I am telling you, it is better for you if you buy this book, Question Bank. What I generally tell my students to buy, you buy this one, there also you will get a lot of verb phrases, but here you will not get the meanings of all the verb phrases, you have to find out. So, there in that case, if you face any problem, then I will be there to help you. You can write in the comment box, I can tell you the meanings, or you can take help of dictionary also. In dictionary you will get the meanings of these phrases, and here the important verb phrases are given for your exams. Let us take an example. See, a verb is there, come. So, we know the meaning is what? Come. That means if it is a verb and it means what? Coming. With that, if I add round, it has become a verb phrase, come round. Now, word by word if we go, meaning of come we know, coming round is, it is round in shape, we say this is round. Round, that means it is, the shape of this is round. But when we add both of them, it becomes a verb phrase and meaning is something else. It is not related to come, it is not related to round. What is the meaning of come round? Meaning of come round is to get better. If someone is sick, then if his condition is getting better, this is what? Come round. So, we can use the sentence, use this verb phrase in a sentence, he will come round soon. That means he will get better soon. This is what verb phrase. Another example we can take, turn. Turn we know, turn the page, turn your face. So, turn is a verb. We know the meaning of turn is what? To turn something. And with that, if we add another word, down. So, now turn down, it has become a phrase. So, meaning of turn down is what? Reject. Meaning of turn down is what? Reject. You see, there is no relation between the meaning of turn and reject. Totally different. Turn, the meaning of turn is not reject, meaning of down is also not reject. When we add both of them, it becomes a verb phrase and its new meaning is what? Reject. So, my proposal has been turned down, that means my proposal has been rejected. These are verb phrases. One more example I may tell you. Fall. We know fall, meaning of fall is what? To fall down. Okay, to, that means if something is there in upper position, if it gets down, so we say this one what? Fall. Then if we use out with that, it has become what? Fall is a verb, and using out, it has become what? A phrase, verb phrase. Now, the meaning of this fall out is what? To fight. So, there is no relation between fall and to fight. The meaning of fall is not fight. The meaning of out is also not to fight. When we add fall and out, it becomes a verb phrase and gives a new meaning. The meaning of fall out is what? To fight. Then another example you take, give away. So, we know that give is a verb, to give something. Give is a verb. Give me a pen, give me a book, give me a shirt, give me 10 rupees. So, the meaning of give we know it is a verb. If we add away with verb give, then it will become a phrase. Now, the meaning of this give away is not related to give, or it is not related to away. A totally new meaning it will give, and the new meaning of give away is what? To distribute. So, the prizes were given away by the president. The prizes were given away by the president, or the prize he gave away the apples he had. He gave away the few apples he had. He gave away the prizes. So we understood that when we add something with a verb to give a conceptual meaning, it becomes what? Verb phrase. And the meaning of the verb phrase is totally different than the meaning of the verb and the extra word what we add. So here clearly the examples what I have showed you there, we have understood that verb give and another word we have added away. The meaning of this verb phrase altogether give away is what? To distribute. Simply if we take verb give, then we will not find any relation with the meaning to distribute. Or when we take simply away, away means what? Far. So if we take away, then also we will not find any meaning related to this to distribute. So one thing it is clear, I hope that it has been clear to you now, that when we add something with the verb to give a conceptual meaning, it is verb phrase, and verb phrase gives a totally different meaning that is not related to the meaning of that particular verb or the particular word what we have added. One more example, give away we have written, you can write one more example, give up. Give up. Give is a verb and we have added what? Up. Give up. So give up means what? Give means what? To give something. Up means what? Upper position. Stand up we say. Stand up means what? To stand. So up means upper, straight, all those things. When we add both of them, then meaning what? To leave. L-E-A-V-E. Give up means what? To leave. So there we will not find any relation between the meaning and particular verb. To leave also, give has no relation to leave, because we know the meaning of give and we know the meaning of leave also. And up has also no relation with this meaning. But when we add both of them, it becomes a verb phrase and gives a totally new meaning. Another example from look we can take. Look. Look is a verb we know. Look means what? To see. And if we add for with that, then it becomes a phrase. Okay. For we know, for is a preposition, and we add for. For has its usage. We know how to use for. We discussed this in class 9. That means in my class 9 class I discussed about the usage of for. So we know the meaning of for also. We know the meaning of look, that means to see, and we know the meaning of for also. Now it has become a phrase because we have added an extra word with look. Look for is a phrase. Now what meaning we are getting? The meaning of look for is what? To search. So there is no direct relation between look and search. There is no direct relation between for and search. We have got this meaning to search after adding look and for. Look and for has become what? A phrase, and after adding look with for, or after adding for with look, we got a new meaning to search. Adding look, we can make another phrase. Look. Look is a verb. If we add into is a preposition. We know into is a preposition. We know the meaning of look, to see. Into also we understand when we enter or getting entered into something. This is what there we use what? Into. Now two different things. One is look, another one is into, and we have added both of them. Now it has become a phrase and it is giving a conceptual meaning, a new meaning, totally different new meaning. It is giving means what? To investigate. Look into means what? To investigate. So I hope you have understood this. Verb phrase is nothing but adding some new words or some extra words with verb to get a new meaning. That meaning has no relation with the meaning of that particular verb or the words what we have added. When we will make a verb phrase and when we will get a verb phrase, it will give us a totally different meaning. Here in this book, question bank, you will get a lot of verb phrases and you try to find out the meanings of those. I am not going to categorize, that means these are important, those are important. It is not like that. In your class 6, 7, 8 books, the list of verb phrases are there. You can go through them, their meanings are also there. And if you buy this book, question bank, there you will get a lot of verb phrases, and using the help of the dictionary you will get the meanings of all those verb phrases. Now the next thing what I am going to discuss today is what? Substance writing. For substance writing, what is important? I am going to tell you, these are the techniques you are to follow while writing substance. For substance writing, what happens? We will be given a paragraph or 2 paragraphs, and we are to write substance of these 2 paragraphs or substance of that particular paragraph what is given to us. For that, what to do? What are the techniques we have to follow? First of all, we have to go through that particular piece, that particular paragraph, or 2 paragraphs have been given. We have to go through those 2 particular paragraphs. Go through. I am telling, go means what? We know go means what? To go somewhere, and through, we understand through, it is a preposition. So when we add go through, it is verb phrase. Go through means what? To read. So we have to go through, that means we have to read the paragraph once, then we will understand something. Then once again, that means 3 times we have to read the paragraphs very carefully. It is very natural, it is very common. When you read a piece of writing twice or thrice, you will understand it better. If we read it once, then how much you will understand from this paragraph or from this piece. If you go through it for the second time, then you will understand it better. Then if you read it for the 3rd time, then once again you will read it better than the second time. It is quite natural. So for substance writing also we have to do the same thing. I am not going to tell you to read it for the whole day. If you take time for reading, then for 4 times, 5 times, then it will be harder for you. You cannot maintain time. So at least for 3 times you have to read, at least that means you have to read the paragraph or the paragraphs thrice. So first time you will read, you will understand something. Second time you will read, you will understand a bit better. Then 3rd time if you read, then you will understand, that means better than the second time. After reading, we will get an idea of this paragraph, what is this paragraph all about. Now after reading for the 3rd time, then what to do? We are to mark the important points. First we have to understand about what the paragraph is said. About what the paragraph is said. Paragraph is, imagine a paragraph has been given about computer. That means after reading the paragraph, when we will understand that this paragraph is all about computer. So the basic theme will be about computer. So now the central idea we have understood, that means that this paragraph is telling us about computer. Now before writing substance, what to do? We have to underline the important points. What I have to write in my substance. After finding out the important points, one thing clearly I have to tell you, and you also have to understand, that we are not to use direct narration in substance writing. While writing substance, that means something has been given, a paragraph has been given, there direct narration might have been there, but while writing the answer as substance, we are not allowed to use direct narration. We should not use direct narration. If it is impossible for us to cut it, then only we can use, otherwise not. We have to avoid using direct narration in substance. So we have to underline the important points, and then we have to express this one in our own language, not the language what has been used here. We cannot use this. We have to use our own language. And one more thing, we have to be careful. The thing is what the most important thing, it should be smaller in size. That means at least it should be 1/3 of the paragraph. It should not be more than 1/3 of the paragraph that has been given to us. So, if a paragraph has been given of 10 lines, our summary should be of 3-4 lines. 10 sentences, then summary should be of 3-4 sentences. If impossible for us, then we can go up to 5 sentences, not more than that. And there also we have to use our own language. After understanding the paragraph, we have to express the views in our own language, not the language what is given in the paragraph. This is all about substance writing. Substance means what? The central idea, what you understand. So, if a piece of poetry has been given to us, then central idea, if I read, if I go through, then I may understand something and you also may something else. So, you can explain or you can write your own substance and I will write my own substance, what I have understood. But if it is a prose piece, then the central idea, what I will think, what I will understand, you also will understand the same thing. Then the writing style of me and writing style of you will be different. You can express your idea in your own language and I will express my idea in my own language. These steps if we follow, then it will be easier for us. But very careful, we are not to use the language what has been used in the paragraph. That means the style or the words that are used in the paragraph, we are to avoid it, we have to explain, we have to express our feelings in our own language. And the length of the substance should be 1/3 of the paragraph that has been given, and we are to avoid the direct narration what has been discussed in what has been given in the paragraph. We have to write this one in indirect narration. Direct speech, if it is given in the paragraph, then while writing, that means substance means what I have understood, that one I am expressing. We are not to copy anything from the paragraph that has been given. So, there these three things, 3 steps if we follow. First what, 3 times we have to read. Second what, we have to underline the important points and we have to understand the central theme, and then we have to express it in our own way. While expressing, we are not to use the language of the paragraph that has been given or that has been mentioned in the question paper. We are not to follow the words, or we are not to follow the style of writing that has been given in the paragraph, and we have to avoid the direct narration also. We have to express it in indirect narration, that means in our own language. That is all about substance writing. Here in this book you will get examples for substance writing also. You can buy this book and here questions are there. You can try it yourself. Then it will be easier for you. Here also I don't have anything more to tell you, because this is all about you. What you understand, you have to express it in your own language. While writing, no, we are the students of class 9 and 10. We know it, how to write, how to express. While writing, our construction of sentences should be correct. Otherwise, if the central idea is okay, if we have identified the important points of the paragraph, that is also okay. But while writing, if we commit mistake in construction of sentences, then we may not get good marks, we may not score good marks. So, there we should know the construction of sentences, and I hope it is known to you how to construct sentences. And there very clearly you have to be cautious about that. You have to be very, that means concentrated. You have to very clear about this, that the thing what you are to write as substance, it should be in your own language, not the language what is there in the question paper. So, this is all about today's class. I hope you have understood. You have to practice it again and again, otherwise this will not come to you. That means it will not become easy for you. So, for that, no easy process is that you buy one question bank. There you will get verb phrases also. Examples of verb phrases are given. You can go through them, and I hope that the list of verb phrases what has been given here, if you can complete all those, then there will be no problem in writing or using verb phrases. And if you practice all the paragraphs what has been given here for writing substances, then also it will be easier for you to write substance of other paragraphs also. So, just you have to follow the 3 steps of writing substance, and verb phrase you have to go through again and again. It will come to you. So go through. I am telling. Earlier I used to say what read. Now I have understood the meaning of go through. It is what go through. When we say go through and when we say read, my language becomes. If I tell you, you read the chapter. So this is also okay. If I say you go through the chapter, then this is also okay, but it is a bit nice. It is a bit more beautiful than the earlier sentences. So to decorate our languages, we have to use what? Verb phrases. For that, we have to go through the list of verb phrases, whatever come in our way, whatever verb phrases we get in our way. So we have to go through them again and again. Then it will be easier for us to use while writing and while speaking. And to write substance, we have to practice it again and again following these 3 steps. It should not be longer than 1/3 of the paragraph that has been given to us, and we have to avoid direct speeches, and we have to use our own language, not the language that has been given in the question, and we have to write about the central idea only. So I hope you have enjoyed the class, and I hope that you will follow the instruction that I have given you. It will be helpful for you, not for your exams only. It will be helpful for you for your future life also, whenever you will be facing any competitive exams. With that, I am going to conclude my class. But one more thing I have to tell you: if you face any problem of getting meaning of any verb phrases, you can write me in the comment box. I'll tell you the meaning, and even sometimes I may show you how to use the verb phrase in the sentences. Thank you once again.